Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today it's time for another round of GeoDetective, intended for non-moving games. Difficulty is mixed, so some locations are meant to be hard. I've had ups and downs with this map set before, but I do enjoy it, so I'm back for another one. Previous high score, 19,797. I make no promises at trying to improve that this time, but I will try. So no time limit, but I'm setting it to no move just because that's what the instructions sort of say that's what the game is intended for. So we should be able to pan left and right, but not go around the streets. Now this is interesting. We've got here a state flag. We're clearly in the United States. We've got Brickell City Centre, and we've got an address, so SE 7th Street. Now we should be able to figure this one out. We've got the sales gallery for this building, SE7. That's an unusual flag. It doesn't jog any bells immediately, but I mean, look at this. It's quite something. This has got a definite sort of Florida vibe to me, or maybe we're in Los Angeles or somewhere like that. Wonder what that says. I can't read that. Something land? Rodeo land, maybe? Rolux? What does that sign on the top of this building say? The Sun Trust building, okay. We've got a few clues here, so we really should be able to nail this one down. CSOrchids.com. CS Orchids, a choice of class. A touch of class, sorry. Very, very nice indeed. Look at some of these absolutely huge buildings. Southeast 7th Street. That's interesting that it's Southeast 7th Street as opposed to South or East 7th. Look at these absolutely massive buildings here. This has got a definite Miami vibe to it. So, Fleming's Prime Steakhouse. What does this say? Managed by Elm Spring Inc., Northern Trust, Hogan Lovells. I don't know. I think this style of apartment building here is I think very Floridian, Miami, but we might be in like a Fort Lauderdale or somewhere. We've got Brickell Ave and Brickell City Centre, so maybe Brickell is the name of the town. Coral Gables. Now Coral Gables is in Florida. Definitely know that. Coral Gables is like it's sort of a famed residential area in Miami, so I'm pretty sure we're in Miami now. Good. Coral Gables is around here. This is an advert for a place that's in Coral Gables, so it doesn't mean we're there, but that means I'm pretty sure about Brickell. Yeah, I don't think we're in Miami Beach because that's just too narrow a place. So, I wonder if we're in downtown. I mean, it feels like we're in downtown. Brickell Key. This is definitely it. Brickell City Centre. Brickell. Interesting. So, I've never heard of Brickell as being a place in Miami, but it's sort of, if you go to downtown Miami, it's what everything's called. Brickell City Centre. Yes, that's right. So, I just wonder which one. South Miami Ave? No. We're just looking for Brickell Street or something. What's it called? Southwest 7th. That's right. Yes, Southwest 7th. We found that. Okay. South Miami Avenue. And Brickell. There we go. So I think that this is the corner with which we're on. Fleming's Prime Steakhouse. We've seen that already. And those huge buildings to our northeast are, I guess this residential complex here. The W Miami, yes, that's probably a famous hotel, and all sorts going on. So look at that. We're on the Highway 1 actually. So the main highway, right in the middle of Miami, downtown Miami. Well, that's fantastic. Really enjoyed that one. It's been good to guess. I don't know what it is about the architecture, but yes, those buildings I sort of associate with being very, very Miami. So, well, look at that. We're right. Let's go with the guess. Okay, 3 yards away. Fantastic. Next round. Good round, GeoDetective. Okay, well, we've got the sun setting in the west. and very hard to tell if that's north or south of us, so not sure. This again feels like the United States, maybe Canada. What do we have here? We've got 66. Right, Route 66, very famous. West and east, but interestingly, we've got here a French spelling, O-U-E-S-T and E-S-T for west and east. So that makes me believe that we're in Canada, not in America. I mean, there's no way in the States it would have a French spelling. Not only that, but that puts us in Eastern Canada, the French-speaking region here. So let's just get in, which is good because, you know, Canada's huge, so we need to rule some of it out. So now, does that leave us with anything? 66. Route 66 is obviously famous for being in the States, but maybe there's one in Canada too. We've got here Virginia Town and Kirkland Lake and Virginia Town. So, well, I'm going to put a safety pin down, although there's no time limit this time round. 66. I'm just looking for the road numbering. It's got this kind of triangle shape to it, doesn't it? 6, we've got the 6 here, 64, and the 6 again, and the 60. Okay. We could be out here, maybe. I need to zoom in a bit. I'm just going to zoom in one notch. See what we can see. I think we're looking for these white signs here with the shield shape. So let us try and figure this one out. Or oh no, these green ones also have got the same shape, don't they? So 60. I'm just going to go east to west, looking for the 66. $15.33. The 60 again. We keep coming across that. 62. The 64. Is there any logic to that then? It goes 60, 62, and 64. So you'd imagine 66 is nearby. We're in Toronto here already, which I don't associate with being French speaking, although maybe they have it on the sign still. Huh. Not sure. Maybe we're looking too closely at any one clue. So let's get in here and have another look at something else whilst we can. What do we have here? Larder McGarry Lions Club presents the 5th Quebec 18. Okay, so we know we're near Quebec. I assume that means Quebec City, but it may not. And it's 18 away, so that's not far. Virginia Town is also closer, and generally speaking that is to the east, so that puts us to the west of Quebec. So I wonder if we can see something here. 66. I don't see a road number 66 at all. Do we see a Virginia Town? Levi's? All these places have got French names. If it does mean the Quebec state border, then possibly we can look there. Although I would have to just zoom out and check where that is. Quebec City? Are we all in Quebec here? Is Montreal in Quebec? In which case... who knows? This is proving to be a little more difficult than I'd have hoped. I think it's likely that that is for Quebec City, the sign. In which case that puts us around here. But something's not stacking up to me here, unfortunately. We've got Virginia Town and Quebec 8. Unless that doesn't say Quebec, of course. It might say something else. Quebec 18. Let's just look the other side. Looking for the 66. Virginia Town isn't a French sounding name, I don't think. So that maybe makes sense that we are outside of Quebec State. Who knows? Well, we can't keep looking too far. So I think we're just going to go for this one. We could be in the United States, just south of the border, but I really don't think it. Can't find this one, unfortunately, so going to admit defeat and move on. Oh, and would you look at that? Yes, we were by the Quebec border, but in a completely different area. Virginia Town is here, and this is the Quebec sign that we were seeing. So it was for the state border, not for Quebec City. And we were in Larder Lake. Okay, well, that's a good round, GeoDetective. Next round. Pardon the interruption. We were by Hotel Koper. This looks altogether more Mediterranean to me. So Hotel Koper, K-O-P-E-R. And we're obviously in the main marina of wherever we are. The sea is to our north. Okay. And what do we have here? We've got the land, some hills, and the rest of it. Okay, KIP 1120. Don't think that's necessarily a giveaway of anything. That's just a registration number for a boat. Koper. Now that sounds, it sounds plausible that we'd be in somewhere like, I'm thinking Croatia, something like that. The sea is to the north, so that doesn't necessarily fit with things with Croatia, although there's so many islands there that you could be on the northern side of an island. The sun is sort of pretty firmly in the south, I'd say, so that definitely puts us in Europe somewhere. K-O-P-E-R, what do we think that is? Is that Slovenian, or are we in Greece or somewhere like that? Not sure. I don't think, this doesn't feel Greek to me. K-O-P-E-R. Do we have any flags? You'd imagine there might be some flags here. Maybe we're in somewhere like Malta. Or Palma. Let's take a look at Malta. Malta's a bit of a rogue one, but we could be, for example, here in like Valletta or somewhere, and just sort of looking at what would we need? We'd need a harbour of some kind, but this is a plausible one. There's nothing in here to scream Malta at me, but it's just, it would fit with the sea being out to our north, but I don't see a harbour. There's so many little inlets and so on here. It could easily be like here, for example. Sliema, the Carlton Hotel Sliema. Not fitting the bill, this one. The Malta National Aquarium. But it would make sense with, look, there's clearly further land down there behind there. So that's to the north. And then there's, there's sort of clearly a complex geography here with the inlets and so on. And actually, look at that. There's quite a long promenade there, which is flat. So this is quite a square shape. That's interesting then. So we're looking for something with a bit more of a square shape to it. And as for the architecture, very hard to tell. Not sure. Might be barking up the wrong... Oh, hang on. This could fit, maybe, with this sort of square shape. No, but that's a beach, and we're clearly not looking at a beach, are we? That's a man-made promenade there. Lunar holiday no. Okay, fine. So, I think Malta's an option, but it isn't quite fitting the bill. No. Unfortunately not. I'm going to look at some other islands then before we go for a guess. We could be on any one of these really. So Palma. Again, is it worth just looking sort of at the northern side of Palma? Maybe it is. Like here, for example. No, that's far too big. Not sure on this one. Nothing standing out to me. I'm going to go with my original guess in Malta, and we'll see if we're right. Ooh, and we weren't. Actually, we were up in... Did I say Croatia? We were in Slovenia. Fantastic. Koper. Oh, well, would you look at that? It's the name of an actual town. So I didn't know that. We were looking north, and we can see here very much the man-made promenade that I was looking at there. So yes, Koper is a place. It's a town on the coast in Slovenia, just sort of south of Trieste. So fantastic. I did not know that, but possibly should have. And good to know for the future. All right, next round. Interesting. Well, we've got tuk-tuks here and all sorts. So this to me screams sort of Bangladesh or India. I think Bangladesh is the more common location, though, for GeoGuessr to put you. And that's half the battle, is knowing that. We're on a river as well that seems to be going east-west. So that's good to know, because we can use that to triangulate ourselves. And we've actually got a bridge going over the river here from the north to the south. So I might just get in there, Bangladesh, straight away, because I have had some guesses in India before, but they are less common. And as for rivers, in major towns maybe, not a lot. But are we in Dakar then? Because I mean, possibly it's not so much a river then as a lake, is it? But you know, we could be at one of these, for example, here. So let's try and do some detective work and see. It definitely looks like a river to me, does this, as opposed to a lake. It's just a case of trying to find out which town we're in then. Of course, we could be in India. But look, it sort of snakes off around there, doesn't it? We've got quite an interesting sort of sculpture there. A bit unusual. Not sure what to make of that. And what's this tower in the distance? This green tower. Again, hard to tell. Looks like a mosque. As for the folks in Bangladesh, I guess there's Muslims. I'm not sure. Not sure if it's a heavy Muslim or Hindu community. I really don't know, I'm afraid. I should know better. Absolutely nothing's translated, so that's not helping. Well, I wonder. Maybe it's worth other looks at other towns in Dakar or near Dakar. So, for example, this place. What's this place here? You know, we could be... That's too much of a main road for this bridge. This bridge does not look like a main road over the river, does it? Although it does say that there's a boat terminal there. And, well, it kind of feels like we're by a boat terminal. So, plausible. What's this facility? Does it say what this is? No, it really doesn't. On the map there, it's got some religious institution, which this really I don't think is. And in fact, the buildings don't fit the shape of that. So we know we're not at that one. I'm sticking with Bangladesh. Whether I'm right or wrong, who knows? I think it's probably worth looking at some different towns, though, because they do appear. We've had before. We could be in Chattogram, or the other one is Cox's Bazaar. Yeah, that's right. That's a strange name, I know, but which way? The river runs. The river's running east-west, isn't it? So all the rivers I was looking at there before were actually running north-south, but now we're on the northern side of the river, and it looks here to be nothing, to be like there's nothing. I've just realised then that the rivers I was looking at in Dakar there were running north-south. I was drawn to that, but actually I should have been looking at east-west rivers, shouldn't I? Maybe Chattogram, this east-west bit here. So that's plausible. But again, doesn't feel... I mean, maybe? We may be here, looking at that. Masjid. But then the river bends round to the right, looking in this direction, not to the left. So again, that doesn't fit. And that's also quite a wide-looking river. I don't think we're in a place that is that big. So back up north. And we'll end it here, I think. We're going to have to at some point, aren't we? Back in Dakar. But now we need to look at east-west sections of the river, don't we? So are we here then? This might make more sense. Oh, that's the one we were at before. Goodness. Whoops. What am I doing? Are we here then? Who knows? Gonna put a guess there, and we'll see how we do. Ooh, and we were in Bangladesh, but we were in a different city altogether. We were in Sylhet. Sylhet. Well, look, I've never heard of it. We got the geography of the river about, right? The river is called the Surma River. We were at the Keen Bridge. We were looking at... There's no... Oh, the Sorapar Jame Masjid, I think. And the name of the town, once again, Sylhet. Well, look, we'd never have found that, I don't think. So glad to have taken a guess. And not a million miles off, ultimately. Play the next round. 15,188. Well, a good guess here will take us over the limit. And this is an interesting location again. Look at this fantastic hilltop castle there, and we're on a split looking out to sea. Interesting. The land is to our north, the sea is to our sort of east and south. Well, and then to our west is this again. Interesting. Now can we work out the language then from where we are? Look at the blue water. Varo Terem. These look like people, but they're not. They're just t-shirts hanging up. Varo Terem. Interesting. Where on earth is this? Is that possibly Finnish? No smoking. Okay, we get that. Can't read anything else, unfortunately. This looks far too tropically blue to be Finnish, I guess, but who knows? Look, there's still land over there. There's still land to the southeast. The real sea looks like it's out to the east. So, and then there's still land along us there. Goodness, what is this place? This is fantastic. Oh, whoops. As for the trees, again, they don't look like the sort of evergreen trees of Finland. So I'm ruling that out. The sun is to the west. So does this put us in Croatia again? Varo Terem. Are we in one of these sorts of islands out here, for example? Zadar. Because look, there's land all around us there, so it's quite hard to tell where the land is here, because it's to our north. Okay, so the split that we are on goes out south into the water. It's to our north, and then as we look to the east, we see it's kind of open, but then as we look to the south, there's land in the distance again. It looks like blue, lovely water, so that might fit, you know, with these sort of channels in Croatia being you know, the land that we can see all around us. So Varo Terem is obviously, I don't think, a location. It's just something that the sign says, but it's about figuring out the language. As for that, that's clearly an attraction, but I just simply don't know it. There's a boat club over here. It looks like definitely a seafaring nation, this one. Can we see the A's and the O's in Croatian with the writing on it? And it doesn't seem like we can. No A's and O's there with dots above them. So gonna maybe move down a bit and see if there's anything that we can see in these nations down here. Now, where are we looking at now? Albania. So we're not in Greece, sorry. Varo Terem. You know, that writing I associate with being sort of Scandinavian, so maybe we're up here. Are we up here? That's got an O with a squiggle above it. That's A's with a single dot. Those have all got A's with a line above them. Now Sweden's got A's. Goodness, who knows? What am I doing? This is a hard one. I'm really not sure. Are we in like Gothenburg, for example? You know? Look, I don't think we're in Norway. I'm not sure about Finland. I'm not sure about any of the Baltic sister nations around here. And I've no idea if we're actually in like Croatia, Montenegro maybe, Bosnia. We're possibly down here. You know, this has got Cyrillic writing, so I'm really not sure. Really not sure on this one. This is confusing me. It just looks too tropical and blue and lovely to be sort of Scandinavian, and all of the houses here are, well, I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't so tropically blue and lovely. It's hard to tell. This is a really tough one. I mean, this looks well built. Typically Scandinavian to me. I mean, if this was the Mediterranean, you'd be allowed to smoke anywhere. So maybe that fits with this being Scandinavian. They strike me as culturally a nation where, you know, you'd be less inclined to have a cigarette getting on a boat, whereas presumably in the Mediterranean, they just don't mind so much. So maybe that seals the deal for me. Maybe I'm going to say then that we're in You know, Gotland could be an interesting one, for example, looking back up at the mainland of Sweden. I really don't know. I think I'm going to go with Sweden, given the writing that we're looking at, just because of the A's and so on. But again, the A's here, well, some of them have got a single sort of circle above them. I'm not sure of the name of that character, and so on. And we know that the land is to our north, so I'm going to go sort of somewhere in the south down here. Let's say, you know, U.S.A or something, or Trelleborg here. There's clearly lots of boats come from there, so maybe that's what we're looking at. But I know it isn't. But I'm just curious to see where we are now. So let's go for the guess and get it over with. Oh, and would you look at this? Oh my goodness, we were on a lake. Oh no way! That is absolutely befuddled me. Has that? Well, that's really thrown a spanner in the works. A really interesting one. We were in Hungary, in Letvaros, and we were on this split of land here, which comes out into this lake, which is called Balaton. So that's a real spanner in the works. I had absolutely no idea, and I guess, you know, it was an assumption of mine that we were on the ocean, and we were not. So. View the summary. Well, look, game finished, well done. I'm not so sure about that. It felt like a bit of a long slog to me, but we had some interesting ones. Miami was easy. We got close in Quebec. The third one, well, we thought that we were in Malta, and actually we were in Slovenia. The fourth one was close again in Bangladesh, but unfortunately no win. And the fifth one there really threw me, and I wasn't sure what to go with. And it turned out we were on a lake, not the ocean. So look, again, another challenging round from the GeoDetective, but once again, I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you have too. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.